Hello, this is Jennifer with Women Loving Jesus, and today we are on Proverbs 13:15. Good sense wins favor, but the way of the treacherous is their ruin. When we study this verse, it is basically saying good sense is the wisdom from the Lord will give you this favor. And the way of the treacherous, which is being those who do not follow the Lord, ruins them, makes them fall, makes them stumble. I think one of the best ways to describe this verse and what it means in our everyday life is to just give you an example of kind of what happens. Because what this verse is saying, that as we have God's wisdom and that we follow him, we will gain spiritual insight and wisdom that will give us favor, that will help us in a lot of ways. And favor means helping in a lot of ways. I mean, this doesn't mean one specific way. It could mean financially, socially, health-wise, safety-wise, just a lot of different areas. And the treacherous being able to fall means that it's difficult for them. It is tough for them. They're having extra problems. And so one way we can look at this, let's imagine back in the olden days, and I'm not talking about 2020, I'm talking about way years ago, before TV, before internet, before there was a daily forecast telling you about the weather. Because for a lot of history, people did not really have insight into kind of difficult storms or weather patterns that may show up in their area. And they got really good at maybe looking at animals' weather patterns and recognizing if something was about to happen maybe hours before. But you weren't going to know days, week before. So let's imagine that scenario, because this is going to help out. Let's imagine there is no internet, no TV, not knowing weather forecast, and there's going to be a major snowstorm coming up that is going to last and keep you stuck in the house for days, weeks, whatever it may be. Well, if you are the one who has God's wisdom and God's favor, he's going to give you some spiritual insight. So this would be like almost giving you some insight into what's going to happen with the weather, because he knows this information and allows you to prepare in certain ways. And so he gives you this sense, and maybe you're bringing in extra wood, you're preparing your house, you're preparing some food, like you're preparing your family. There's all sorts of little things that you can do because you know, okay, maybe in a couple of days this is going to happen. And then you're going to be stuck in the house. And because you prepared for that week or two, you have favor over other people because you had those spiritual insights that God gave you. Now, the person who didn't have the spiritual insights, remember, there was no way of knowing. They maybe had a couple hours, so maybe they could rush and prepare a couple of things, but you're not going to be prepared like the person who maybe had a couple of days or weeks notice. And so it is going to be really difficult, more difficult than the person who had the wisdom. There may be problems. You may end up not having enough heat, you lose some food, not have enough food. Socially, there could be a lot of problems not being prepared. You could be stuck in a situation that's not for the best for you. So this is what it looks like spiritually for us. There's all kind of things happening, and some of it is on a global level, some of it is a national, some is a local, some of it is just with your family, some of it is very personal. But what he can do is he can give you these insights that is going to give you favor because you have the insights. Whereas without those insights, whatever's happening is going to be more difficult for you. So I pray today that the Spirit of the Lord with the word of the Lord has encouraged you today, and I thank you for listening.